First game day there, he let the ball through his hands. Sports Center eviscerated him. I mean,
Oh,
I mean, all of it.
You spent
yeah.
too much time watching Rob Green at the 2010 World Cup, Rob.
Must have been.
Here we go. Our next guest is a man I admire so bloody much. He's travelled one of the unlikeliest roads in football. If you told him 10 years ago that he'd be sitting with us today as a starting goalkeeper for the New England Revolution and the US men's national team, months away from a dream transfer to Arsenal, I don't know if he would have believed you. His rise is one of the most inspirational stories in American men's soccer, a beacon of light for late bloomers everywhere, a man with the eyes of Nicolas Cage, the reflexes of a table tennis champ, and the pre-match anthem voice of an angel. It's Bergen County Buffon. Oh, Mr. Matt Turner.
That's quite the intro. Thank you very much for having me on. I agree with a lot of what you just said, except for the keeper slander right before.
I know the keepers.
I
union,
heard that.
The keepers union. They're in full effect.
That's right. We got to look out for each other.
Oh, God bless you. Can I tell you, Matt Turner, I adore your rise, your everything. Your story is so inspirational. It's so astonishing. And not just because it gives me hope that I too may still one day play for the US men's national team, but your teammates, you didn't start playing soccer seriously until you were 16. Tyler Adams was already debuting for the Red Bulls. Christian Pulisic was already trying to learn German in Dortmund. You were putting on gloves for the first time to play on the JV team at the St. Joseph Regional High School.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's a pretty wild story. I credit it all to my love for the game. I think, part of my voice, by the way, I'm just back on the pitch this week, so I've been yelling a lot. And I got to keep
yelling at Bruce Arena. Bruce!
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Bruce is loose.
I lost my voice a little bit trying to yell at some people. So I might not have that angelic voice right now. But yeah, anyways.
You sing the national anthem beautifully, by the way.
Yeah, I take pride in that. Show a little care for that moment. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to uh, have that as a piece of who I am, and to represent this country. It's just a huge honor. So yeah, I mean, I fell in love with this game. Going out with my friends, like modern football, like you guys called it. Being able to travel around, watch MLS games, and all that was a ton of fun, and it's why I love the game today.
What is it about goalkeepers? Because Buffon also sings the national anthem. Just a Buffon Matt Turner duet would be just the sound of anthem angels.
Yeah, sign me up for that. Sign me up for that. I think we could put something beautiful together.
I'm sure we could get Sony Music interested in that. That's a great album. So you talked about those early experiences, Matt. What were those foundational soccer experiences, live soccer experiences for you, or even TV soccer experiences?
Yeah, the World Cup in 2010 in South Africa, obviously huge. That's my foundation. That's what got me into soccer to begin with. That's what made me fall in love with the idea of representing the U.S. men's national team. But really, it was just about the people I was playing with day in and day out. They're still my best friends to this day. Those Bergen County guys, and we just always had so much fun. Whether it was watching the men or watching the women U.S. national teams in their World Cups in the summertime, and then just falling in love with the Premier League and following along that way as well. So those are my foundational watching experiences, and playing was just, we would see something on TV in the morning, and in the afternoon we'd go to the field and we'd try to recreate it. And that's kind of how I started learning a bit about goalkeeping.
Bergen County, James Gandolfini territory. I mean,
Same town. He's from Park Ridge. Got to say that.
Huge respect. God, I miss that man. But it is amazing. You make it seem like a straight line. But the reality is, you did not start playing soccer seriously until freshman year of high school. Really, you wanted to keep in shape for basketball and for baseball, your true love. And I believe in the tryouts, your mum and dad had to talk you into going back for the second day. And I'm fascinated when you think back to that moment, because you are now on the precipice of your own World Cup experience, Matt Turner. Do you ever think back to that day when your mum and dad taught you into going back and think how different your life would be if it hadn't happened sliding doors wise?
Not that moment, but there's been many other moments along the way that were sort of those, do we continue to do this moment, or do you just sort of leave it in the past and sort of move on with your life type of moment? So that one kind of was like, I was always really gonna maybe go back, but I just needed that little bit of encouragement and advice from my parents. But there was definitely tougher roads that lay ahead from that moment. Ending up on the not top 10 in college, for my first ever appearance for the Fairfield Stags, all that kind of
Stags.
stuff. Yeah,
First game day there, he let the ball through his hands. Sports Center eviscerated him. I mean,
oh,
I mean, all of it.
You spent
yeah.
too much time watching Rob Green at the 2010 World Cup, Rob.
Must have been, yeah. But then Dubravka must have taken a bit of wow, that was close. Dubravka must have taken a bit of a look at my film, because he did that in the Euros as well.
Oh, you're a trendsetter. I mean, that's the beauty of Matt Turner. And I do want the beauty of Matt Turner is to me the Sports Center not top 10, which you bring up yourself, not being invited to MLS Combine, being undrafted, not starting a pro game for 2 whole bloody seasons. You have, my God, overcome more challenges than Hercules. What is it about you that gave you the ability to keep on going when others would have given up in pursuit of your dream?
I don't really know. I think it's where I come from. I think it's the support I have around me. I think it's my love for the game, and it's my desire to continue to try to get better at something that I really enjoy doing every single day. So I know that as a goalkeeper, it's not always going to be perfect, but there's a lot that I want to achieve and continue to prove. And I got into this game not to make money, not to do this or that. It was more for me to prove to myself, like, how far can I take it? How far can I go? And when I get to that point, I'll look back, and I'll always, be able to rest my head easy at night, knowing I gave it my all and I gave it my best shot, and I played this game to the fullest of my potentials over a few, Budweisers, of course, back in the States.
America. God bless. By the way, you and I are not too much different apart from the success part, which you have and I don't. You're about to
Proper.
head off to Arsenal, Matt
Yeah.
Turner. You agreed to deal to sign there back in February. And I've got so many questions. First of all, amazingly, you are a long-time Arsenal fan, aren't you?
That's right. They were the first team I got into when I first started following soccer a little more closely.
Because
For
your
football,
sister,
I should get yeah.
your sister.
My sister played for a local club team called the Pascack Arsenal, and
That's right.
because
This
of
is
that,
amazing.
yeah, when I
This
was
is amazing.
yeah, that's pretty much why I started supporting them, and then I followed them down in New York City, all the pubs that had the game on, the Blind Pig in New York City. I used to go watch
Yes.
games
Yes.
there all the time. So yeah, it's pretty funny.
This is amazing. Chet Finley wants to know, Matt Turner, will you today commit to a minimum of 3 Arsenal fan TV appearances? By the way,
uh,
if your sister had played for a team called Nobel Peace Prize,
maybe.
your life your life would have taken a completely different trajectory. It is unbelievable. You can look at Matt Turner's Twitter and just see how much he loves the Arsenal. So, hold on. Oh, so
Oh,
how does this happen? Did you just tell your agent? Were you like, the only team I'm going to play for is the Arsenal? Or did you just will it to become true, like in The Secret?
I think that's just sort of everything that's happened in my life just sort of happens the way it's supposed to. I mean, I can't even. It's divine intervention at some
It's
level,
a
right? Like
simulation.
it's
We live in a
insane.
we live in a simulation in which
What,
Matt Turner inevitably ends up playing for Arsenal because his sister played for the Passac Gunners. I love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
This is
When my agent called me and told me about the possibility of this, I didn't want to believe him, because it just, once he told me, I just knew it was going to happen, because it just seemed like that's the kind of thing that has been happening to me over the past few years.
I gotta tell you, this is I am not a religious man or a spiritual man, but when I hear the Matt Turner story, I do start to believe in in divine
What
cosmology
Roger's
or
saying
whatever
is,
it is.
if you start a religion, Matt, over there in North London, Roger's going to sign up.
At least we'll
Yeah,
have the
yeah.
little Scientology feel to it.
Matt Turner. Ah!
Oh,
Oh,
Matt Turnerology. Oh my God, I did not like that. Great stat on this game. Villarreal is completed just 7 passes in the Liverpool half in the opening 15 minutes. They are essentially Evertoning their way towards the Champions League final, which I adore. Can I ask you, once you've signed, you start to watch the team, your team, the team that you're a fan of, their performances differently.
100%. Yeah, 100%. You sort of looking at them as peers rather than as a fan, and that makes the games take on a whole new meaning. I think for me, over the past few months, I've been able to appreciate the intensity, the meaning of every single game in the Premier League, how the fans interact with the players during the game. It's kind of unheard of in the U.S. for the crowd to let you know that you have a man coming behind you. It's things like that, and you draw energy
especially
from
as a
that and things like
goalkeeper.
that.
I love
I
it.
I know, yeah. Well, I know. It's pretty crazy the way goalkeepers play sometimes nowadays, but yeah, you definitely watch it a little differently, and it's been fun. It's been fun. And it's a new challenge, and I'm excited to take it on.
This past weekend, your future teammate and goalkeeper mate, Aaron Ramsdale, had an interesting moment uh, after the penalty miss from Bruno. What did you make of that?
I mean, it's a big moment, obviously, for the team, in our hopes for the top four. So excitement is excitement. I've definitely celebrated penalty saves many times in my life, and I will say save, because as you got to defend our own as GKs. So it is what it is,
As
and
good as
that's
a save, he hit the post.
yes,
Matt
it's right.
Brisket Famine wants to know, Matt Turner, if you had the option, you're in the Champions League final. Obviously, you're in the Champions League final because you're about to play for Arsenal, and that's where they belong. Game is tied. Extra time. We're through it. Penalties. Would you, Matt Turner, be one of the 5 penalty kick takers if you could be?
I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna focus on my one job. I'm gonna focus on my one job here, and I'm not gonna pretend like I take a great pen. Um,
What is
hopefully,
your
it never comes
penalty?
to
What is your penalty taking record, Matt Turner?
that. Funny enough, so back when I first started, I'm 1 for 1. I will say that 1 for 1.
How
Back
how
when
how are you in shootouts?
I've only been in one as a professional, and I lost. I was in MLS Cup playoffs last year.
Who beat
Um,
you?
NYCFC on their way to the title. Yeah, it was at home. It was pretty brutal, to be honest. After a really great season for us, for it to end that way was honestly just gut
You
wrenching.
know what? It was truly gut wrenching after the season that you guys had put together. It was
Yeah,
genuinely heartbreaking. What do you think about the World Cup? I guess is what I'm asking you.
definitely. It's something that I'm very excited to hopefully be a part of. Something that I'm very proud to have helped this country achieve, getting back to the World Cup. Um, and yeah, I want to be a part of it, and I think that this step overseas will help me, achieve that. And yeah, I've been hurt for the past few months, so I've had a lot of time to think about it and think about areas that in my game that I need to grow and improve upon if I want to not only just take part in things, but play some meaningful games.
That's my last question for you because you are. I think I have pretty well made clear to me. Your success gives me so bloody much joy, and one of the things I like about you is that you're a man who writes down his goals. A
Yes.
practice instilled in you by your college goalkeeping coach, Javier De Sima. And
Yep.
I'm fascinated. What's now on your list of goals? What is the next goal for you, Matt Turner, in this moment?
Well, now that hopefully I'm focusing a lot on the here and now, right? So getting this foot healthy and getting back onto the field, that's number one. Medium term is have my unborn son, have him, and make sure my soon to be wife is healthy. and then settle into my life in London, and first of all leave the Revs in a good position. Leaving. Hold on, that's it. Oh my goodness,
Oh
that's a
my
good block.
God.
Sorry about that. Sorry about
No,
that.
no, it's why we're here. We love
Yeah.
this. We love that you're doing both of these things.
Yeah,
Matt
we're meant to
Turner,
be
come be
watching.
with us anytime.
Yeah,
I adore
yeah.
this. Come on.
But yeah, like
Oh.
leave the Revs in a better position than they are right now, and sort of pass the torch off to the new goalkeeper that they signed, and then
And for the
you know,
World
get-
Cup, Matt.
yeah. Oh, for the World Cup specifically, I think I'm on record last year saying I want to be a part of this team in any fathom, whether it's a 1 or a 2 or a 3. But for me right now, I would love to be playing meaningful games at the World Cup. I would love to be the starter, and I have that ambition. It's going to take a lot of hard work and consistency over the next and focus over the next few months. But if I can keep my head down, I'm hopeful that can become a possibility.
Subscribe here for more Men in Blazers videos and courage.